Alright, in this video we're taking a look at Dickey Betts' solo on Statesboro Blues from the Fillmore East album. Alright, so I think the main takeaway from this solo is the way that Dickey mixes the major and minor pentatonic scales. So he solos for a total of 2 choruses, which would be a total of 24 bars since we're playing a 12-bar blues. And so the first 12 bars are primarily based around a D major pentatonic scale, where the second chorus, or the second 12 bars, are based primarily around a D minor pentatonic scale. So I think that's the major takeaway from this solo. Alright, so before we get started, let's take a look at the D major pentatonic scale. So if you're used to visualizing minor pentatonic scales, you can visualize the B minor pentatonic scale in 7th position, so your index finger is on the 7th fret. So we have 7, 10 on the 6th, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, then 7, 10 on the 2nd and 1st strings. However, the root is on the 10th fret of the 6th string, D. So, basing the pentatonic scale from this root, we have root, 2nd, major 3rd, 5th, 6th. Root, 2nd, major 3rd, 5th, 6th, root. So if you compare that sound to a minor pentatonic scale, so major, minor. Alright, so we start the solo on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and I have written we bend a half a step, but it's a little more than that. So we're bending in between a half and a whole step. So imagine you're doing a blues curl on the 10th fret of the 3rd string, where you just bend that a quarter tone. So that's the note we're reaching, but we're starting from the 9th fret of the 3rd string, or E. And then we hit the 7th fret of the 1st string. So we're doing this based out of the major pentatonic scale. We have 7th fret of the 1st string, 10th fret of the 2nd, then we're bending the 9th fret of the 3rd string up a whole step. So we're landing on the 6th. So that's what gives it that characteristic sound. And we're playing out of the major pentatonic scale. So we have... Then we have the 7th fret of the 3rd string, D, that's our root. Then we play that again, followed by the 9th fret of the 4th string, that's our 6th, B. Then we go back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string and play that twice quickly. So we have... Then 7th fret of the 3rd, 9th of the 4th, back to 7th fret of the 3rd. Then we have the 9th fret of the 3rd, followed by an open 3rd string. Then we're going to play the 7th fret of the 1st, 10th fret of the 2nd, then bend the 9th fret of the 3rd up a whole step. So those 3 notes we're going to play 5 times. So it's cool because it gives us, a different rhythmic feel. So we're doing 3 over 4. So we have 3 notes and we're superimposing a 3 over 4 feel. And then we have the 7th fret of the 1st string. Then we're going to pre-bend the 9th fret of the 3rd string up just a half step and release. 7th fret of the 3rd, 9th fret of the 4th. Then we have the 7th fret of the 3rd string and slide that up to the 10th fret of the 3rd string. So now we're in 10th position, and then the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to go up to the 13th fret of the 2nd string, followed by the 14th fret of the 3rd string. So we have the flat 7th, C, and A, the 5th. Then we go up to the 15th fret of the 2nd string, D, and that's our root. Then we play the 16th fret of the 4th string, that's our B, the 6th. So we're back into major pentatonic territory. Then we're going to bend the 17th fret of the second string up just a half step. Do that again, followed by the 17th fret of the second string, and then 15th fret of the second string, and that's our root D. So we have alright, then 15th fret of the second, 16th fret of the third, then 15th fret of the second twice quickly, 15th fret of the second, 16th of the third, then we repeat the 15th fret of the second twice quickly again, 15th of the second, 16th of the third, so that sounds like this. Then we're going to bend the 17th fret of the second string up a whole step this time, so to the major third, and then play 17th fret of the first string twice while we have that bend. So we do that twice, and then we're going to pre-bend that 17th fret, we'll keep it bent, and then release it, and then we have the 15th fret of the second string. Then we're going to play the 17th fret of the first string, bend that up a whole step 3 times. Then play the 17th fret of the first string. Then we're going to bend the 17th fret of the second string up a whole step. 17th fret of the second string. And then we land on the 15th fret of the second string, our root D. So we have Alright, so this is bars 11 and 12 of a 12-bar blues, or turnaround. So Dickey plays this turnaround phrase. So when we land on the 15th fret of the second string, that's our first note of this turnaround phrase. Then the 17th fret of the third string. And then we have the 16th fret of the third string, 15th fret. Then we pull off from the 14th to the 12th fret of the third string, then back to the 14th fret of the third string twice. That's our A, and we're back to the 5 chord, so we're playing over an A. Alright, now we have the pickup for our second chorus. And as I mentioned earlier, the second chorus is based primarily around the D minor pentatonic scale. So let's look at that shape. So it's the same shape as the B minor pentatonic scale we were looking at, but the root's on the 10th fret, so we have 10th fret of the 6th, 13th fret of the 6th, then 10, 12 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, then 10, 13 on the 2nd, 10, 13 on the 1st. Again, compare that to a major pentatonic scale sound. Alright, so we start the solo off by bending the 13th fret of the second string. That's our C, or flat 7th of a D chord, up a whole step to the root D. Then we play the 10th fret of the first string, that's our D. Then we bend that 13th fret of the second string up a whole step again, but this time it's a gradual bend. Then we have the 10th fret of the first string, 13th fret of the second. We're going to move up to 13th position and bend that 13th fret of the first string up a half step. And then 15th fret on the second string, that's our root again, same as the 10th fret of the first string, but we're in a different position now. So we have, then we're going to pull off from 15 to 13 on the second string. So that's our root to flat 7th, then back to 15th fret of the second string. So now we're going to play straight eighths. So starting on that note we landed on, we have the 15th fret of the second string, 13th fret of the first string, 14th fret of the first string, and 15th fret of the first string. So we're playing root, flat third, major third, fourth. And actually that's over to the G chord, but we're playing that, we're anticipating our D chord. Alright, so now on bar 3 of the second chorus, we're going to bend the 15th fret up a whole step 6 times. But the first time it's kind of, might be more of a half step, but it really doesn't matter because this goes by quickly. We have... Alright, and then the next measure is we bend that 15th fret up a whole step again. Then we bend it up a quarter tone twice. So we have... Then the 13th fret of the first string up a quarter tone. Then the 15th fret of the second string. Then 15th, pull off 13th on the second string. So we have... Alright, so the second note of that fourth bar in the second chorus, you'll notice that there's the 15th fret in parentheses on the second string. It's because on the recording, Dickey hits that note accidentally. No need to recreate that, but if you get some extra notes in there, don't worry about it because it gives it some extra grit, some extra blues to it. Kind of little of a dirtier sound, so it's alright to hit some extraneous notes. Then we have the 15th fret of the second string, 15 pull off 13, back to 15th fret on the second, 13 on the first, 15 pull off 13 on the second, and then 15 on the second. So we have... Alright, this is typical minor pentatonic blues vocabulary. Then we pull off the 15th fret to the 13th fret of the second string again, 15th fret on the second, 13 on the first. And then this time we have a triplet, so we're pulling 15 off the 13 on the second, 14 on the third, then back to 15 on the second. So those two bars sound like this. And then we land on that 15th fret on the second string. Then we have 15th fret on the second, 13 on the second, back to 15th on the second. Then we're going to bend the 15th fret on the first string up a whole step, and then repeat that note. Alright, and so we've got a whole lot of bending here, so this is good to get to build up strength in your bending hand. Alright, so while that's bent up, we're going to hit it 3 more times. Then we're going to bend the 15th fret up a whole step, hit it twice, and then do that 2 more times. Alright, then we're going to bend the 15th fret of the first string up 4 times, but individual bends. Then we have the 15th fret on the first string. Then we're going to hammer on from 13th to 14th fret on the first string. So our flat third, major third. And then we have our second turnaround phrase. So let's play starting from bar 5 of the second chorus. Alright, then we have this turnaround phrase. Alright, so this turnaround phrase starts on the 15th fret of the second string. Play that twice. Then we have the 13th fret of the second string twice. 12th fret twice. 11th fret twice. And then, so that's... Then we have the 10th fret on the second string. 12th fret on the third. Followed by 10, hammer on 11 on the third. So that's our flat third to major third move. Then the 12th fret on the 4th, our D, and then 12th fret on the 5th, and that's our A. So that's for the 5 chord, the A7. Then we play that note again and pull off. So the turnaround phrase is... Alright, so now I'm going to play the entire solo slowly.